All right, guys, here's a good one for you today. So this 04 F-150 is jacked up front to rear on here. Pucks in the front, and we have lifting blocks in the rear. Pretty standard. Big old tires on here. Of course, they're all chopped up on here, and they're causing a vibration 0 to 5 miles an hour because they're so lumpy. And then, of course, a tire noise at higher speeds. But the main customer complaint is that it has a crazy driveline shudder upon takeoff. I felt it more around 10 to 20 miles an hour upon acceleration. So the first thing I'm thinking with the vehicle being jacked to the ceiling is driveline angle, and the rear U-joint has failed on here. So we have a little of both. So before I even picked it up off the ground, I looked at the driveline angle as it sat on the ground. Of course, the drive shaft angle is extreme, but what I noticed, the nose of the differential is basically level, it seemed, especially on the ground, which was, two wrongs basically are going to cause major issues right in this region, which is the U-joint, and this one even has pinion bearing issues where the pinion is coming in and out. So either they're worn out or the nut wasn't tight enough in the preload, or something's going on with that where it's going in and out. There's a lot of damage right in this area. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, that's pretty extreme. Usually even from the factory, there's some kind of pitch up to better match the driveline angle, and so there's less shudder on takeoff under different load conditions, okay? So you're looking at a factory lift block on here, and they're pretty much straight all the way across, but they're so small, it doesn't really matter. When you get into these big blocks like this, though, they're 4 or 5 inches, apparently the aftermarket found that with you lifting it that much, your angle is going to change so much over here that you better taper those blocks. I don't get into aftermarket, all this modifications and big boy suspension stuff, but I know enough that does make sense. So if you look at this block right here, you can see it's smaller on this side and it's taller on this side. And the same thing over here. So the way it looks is that those blocks were actually installed backwards. They should have been installed with the smaller side on this side and the taller side on this side, which would effectively take the nose of the differential and lift it up a little bit to better match the angle of the drive shaft. So there's just reversed on there, and it's causing all kinds of problems with this area right here. I'm not to mention the vibrations and everything else going down the road. That's my diagnosis on this one. And those have been in here for years. So I don't know what's going on with that, but that's definitely an issue causing all of this.